Today's online real estate search is broken. Not only is it often more about collecting your data than it is about actually helping you find the home you're looking for, but the fact that the average agent doesn't understand how the internet works means you consistently miss out on options that might actually work for you. Even if all these things weren't the case, searching the internet for home listings wouldn't solve the biggest problem facing home buyers these days, which is that there simply are not enough homes for sale on the market. My name is Jake Lyons, a realtor with At Properties here in Chicago, bringing you well-informed, data-driven content as always. And in this video, I'm doing a deep dive on how we got here and what I plan to do about it for my clients here in the Chicago area. I've been the owner and operator of a Chicago-based real estate listings website, thechicagohomesource.com, for over 3 years. That website has generated tens of thousands of visitors, thousands of members who signed up for property updates, conversations with hundreds of aspiring homeowners, and ultimately dozens of happy clients. In this time, I've become intimately aware of the good, the bad, and the ugly of how people in the 2020s are using real estate websites to shop for homes. When I say real estate websites, I can't name specific names, but whatever website you're thinking of, yes, I'm talking about that one. From the big box corporate websites to the brokerage websites to smaller independent websites like mine. These tools can be great if you're just kind of getting your feet wet or if you just like to browse around and window shop, that kind of thing. But the second it becomes even slightly more serious than that, the beneficial nature of them quickly starts to fall apart for reasons that won't be obvious to the untrained eye. While the internet has democratized the ability to search for properties, which is a great thing, and freed up agents' time to take on more of an advisor role, which is another great thing, there are some unintended consequences that I see leading to the end consumer, aka you, receiving a much less helpful experience than you realize you are. So here's my list of the top 3 things you need to know before wasting another second on a real estate search website. Number 1 is that all websites are essentially the exact same thing. If you think you're really doing something by hitting up multiple websites and comparing what properties are listed on them, you're really not. All real estate websites pull our data from the exact same source, that being the multiple listing service, commonly known as the MLS. You typically won't see any listings on one website that can't be found on other websites. Some may be prettier than others or easier to navigate than others or have more customization options, etc. But in terms of the properties you'll find, it's all the same. If there is a difference, it might just be because one of the websites is a little behind in its updating, or because it's a site that allows one-off listings like for sale by owner and things like that, which make up a tiny fraction of the overall market. Number 2 is that property searches are set up for you to fail. The intentions of providing a database that anyone can access with all of the tools of searching and filtering listings are good. The problem is that any database is only as good as the data it contains, and the data it contains is only as good as the people inputting that data. This is an important point, so please don't miss this. All of the property search websites available will result in one of 2 things. Option A, you set your search criteria too broad and end up with a bunch of crap you didn't actually want to see. Option B, you set your search criteria too narrow to the point where you filter out properties that actually would have worked for you, but get filtered out because listing agents kind of suck sometimes, as I'll get into right now. See, the way it works is this. Let's just say, for example, that you want a condo with in-unit laundry. You might think it would be a good idea to find the laundry features criteria and set it to only display condos that are listed as having in-unit laundry. That would make sense, right? However, there will inevitably be several condos that do have in-unit laundry, but the listing agent who filled out the information on the property didn't fill out the field indicating so before it went out to the public. So now your search will filter that listing out, even though it might have actually been your dream home. And I wish I could say this was a straw man argument or a rare thing to happen in the real world, but it's not. It happens all the time. To further complicate matters on what should be a very simple criteria filter here, there are multiple ways you can categorize a home as having in-unit laundry. There's the laundry features category we just talked about. There's also the appliances category, or the extra rooms category if the laundry is in a designated laundry room, or the common area features category if there's a shared laundry room in the building, that kind of thing, and on and on. And that's just for one little search criterion. Unless you have multiple split searches for each possible permutation of all these separate categories, you will inevitably miss out on a property that has what you're looking for, has what you want, simply because the system is too cumbersome and the listing agents don't know how to work it. The same problem exists across just about any type of filter you can think of. Whatever, exterior finish, or if you're looking for hardwood or whatever it is, the same problem is going to exist. This fundamental misunderstanding of how people search for properties in the 21st century leads to all kinds of problems that most end users don't even know about. The number 3 is that real estate websites don't solve the number 1 issue plaguing homebuyers in the 2020s. The biggest problem facing homebuyers right now is not high interest rates, though that's a part of it. It's not high home prices, though that's a part of it. It's not tight lending standards, inflation, economic fears, or multiple offer situations, though yes, those are all a part of it. The biggest problem facing homebuyers right now, and for the last several years, and probably for the next several years to come, is the lack of inventory on the market. There's simply not enough people selling homes to meet the demand of the people who want to buy them. Most of the issues I touched on just a second ago stem directly from this one problem. Here in my home market of Chicago, the number of homes for sale to the public is at least a 15-year low. I'd be willing to bet it goes back farther than that, but the system I use to check this kind of data doesn't even go back that far. The number of months supply, which is the metric that we use to determine who the market favors between buyers or sellers, is at a similarly historically low level as well. Basically, if it feels like buyers have never been at more of a disadvantage, the data supports that to absolutely be the case. So, that sucks. What does this mean? What can you do about it? Well, you can do what most people are going to do, and that's nothing. Wait for a turn in the market that might never happen, or happen so far into the future that you'll just have wasted enough money on rent that you would have been better off just overpaying for a place sooner. You can blame the housing market, or the economy, or Republicans, or Democrats, or your job, your dog, your cat, whatever it is that makes you feel good. Or you can partner with someone who is positioned to help you combat these issues head on. If you have something specific in mind in the Chicago area and have grown frustrated by not seeing enough options like it on the market, I have a system using state-of-the-art AI-driven technology to give you opportunities to get in front of the sellers of those homes before anyone else even knows that they were an option. If you're worried about spinning your wheels on property search methods that lead to you wasting time, effort, and stress, I have a system where I can be that primary set of eyes for you and save you unlimited time and stress while making sure you're only seeing the properties you really care about every day and not missing any. And if you're okay with sticking to the regular way of doing things, having an automated search, sifting through the properties yourself, and just reaching out whenever you see one you like, I have a program where I'll make sure that you get a significant discount on my services because honestly, I'll be doing less work. So that means you shouldn't have to pay as much. In any of these cases, the way to get started is by clicking on the link below and filling out our quick start questionnaire. From there, you'll have the opportunity to tell us exactly what it is you're looking for, schedule a time to devise an ideal strategy, and gain your unfair advantage over the rest of the people in your market looking for the same thing you are. This consultation is completely free and will cover things like up-to-date market trends in your specific property type of interest, how to avoid mistakes when buying a home or selling a home, and what the best strategies are for finding your dream home in today's market. Do keep in mind that my premium programs are quite labor intensive for me, and to do them correctly, I genuinely have a very limited number of clients that I can handle at any one time. If buying your dream home is something you're really serious about doing, whether now or really any time in the future, you owe it to yourself to click on the link below, tell us what you have in mind, and schedule a time to talk. Even if it turns out that we're not a good fit to work together, I promise you'll come out of this meeting with more clarity and knowledge than you had going in. Thanks for watching. I look forward to meeting you soon.